Hello there, and welcome to the ENDCAST episode 32. This is me, Eduardo7, and my buddy over here, Orvin.
What up?
So, people, welcome for the newbies. Again, 10 15 minutes tech, video games, and then other news and games we played. Come and share with us. Let's go and see what's. There's a lot of news. This is like what some people call Techtober.
Yeah, it's more on the tech side, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. The video games has had. I mean, releases are coming. Like the video game release, they're gonna be here, but they just slowly cripple their way through. Recently,
You say cripple? Cripple its way in.
the first news. Let's just go straight into it, people. The first news I gotta say here is screen-based keyboard for MacBooks could look and feel real. Like this is an old news. This is nothing new. But for people who don't know, by the way, I haven't clicked it because it'll take me to the browser. But technically, what Apple's trying to do is that they have patents for a piece of the keyboard to be glass, and then have haptic engines in the back that when you press on them, it'll simulate like the iPhone 7 home button, and then of course, sadly 3D touch. It's
3D
gone,
touch.
man. It's gone.
Well, yeah, it's. I feel like it could have survived, but it just did a poor job at sustaining.
Mm-hmm.
It might come back in the future though. It might be revived, and then someone actually utilizes it more properly.
I hope so.
Implement it in a software that really utilizes it well.
I'm hoping. I would be glad if it actually came back on. If it came back on, let's say, on that keyboard, it could run a trial. Because this is the thing. I like the potential, the idea of it. If it's gonna work, I'm not sure. Because of course, there's people that like the keyboards that are deep. They have a lot of press, a lot of mechanicals, and all those things. So definitely, I don't think the glass it's ever gonna replace or simulate that.
It will never.
And
Replace
so I think, but at least for the keyboard, like on the current MacBook Pros or even the current MacBook lineup, like I like it. I don't like the fact that dust gets in there and ruin, like gets the keys stuck, but I do like the feeling of it. So
it's like liquid. If you spill anything, it really.
I
It's a
can
pain
see.
in the butt. I've done it before, and it's a pain to clean out everything, and it doesn't even get everything out. And yes, some keys do get stuck.
Imagine like with a glass like that. I was just thinking of water resistant would actually be a possibility.
Uh,
Well, there are laptops though that I remember seeing that they said they were like water resistant and they had mechanical keyboards, I think. But if they're truly, I'm not sure. Let me know if you know if there's a laptop out there that's like water resistant or whatever. But anyway, I'm all for it. I hope Apple releases a keyboard like it with haptic feedback on the glass. And then my favorite part would be this is my thing. My issue with mechanical or the current butterfly, whatever keyboard it is, it can adapt like a touch screen keyboard. Like looking for the end or going from a different language like Japanese or even Portuguese with their specific characters.
that's true.
Like you like touching command the letters just feels antiquated. It just feels overdone. And I know first world problems. But I would definitely appreciate a keyboard that transforms. Like it just molds to the language that I want. And the keys actually change.
Yeah, we are entering an age where languages are more mixed, and especially with Spanish and English. I don't think I've ever been in history where more of that's together.
Yeah.
And being we're in a community where you're hearing a lot of Spanish and people are speaking a lot of Spanish. I don't even know how, like your mom, I don't know how she's
With just Spanish, yeah. I don't know, man, but I hope that comes to reality, and we'll see. If it comes out, I'm all for it, and I don't care if it goes deep because I'm not using it for gaming. I definitely can see a gaming persona being like.
I thought they
okay,
did
this
come out
sucks.
with keyboards that have multiple, but it's like they're
Ink ones, I think.
interchangeable.
Oh yeah, there's interchangeables. There's like the infrared holographic ones, but there's no feedback. Like your finger has to fall through it, so that based on the distance between the laser and your finger, it'll calculate which key you're doing. And it's sort of. I don't know if you have experience with it. What I've read online is that it works sometimes it doesn't. So there's that.
It's in progress.
But I hope it does. I think it'll be cool.
Well, I did put a note down there for that actually, because I was reading it, and what I was thinking is because it has motors in it to give you feedback, so the battery life
If you just, you have to, and
if
it's
you're
like
typing a
feedback.
bunch, like if you're typing a paper, you probably go from like full battery to half by the end of it.
That's true, but Apple's haptic engines, though, I think they could pull it off with how the engine was designed for 3D touch.
Minimal.
Yeah.
Response.
Because apparently with the 7 Plus, they actually redesigned it to take minimum battery, so that every time you press the home button, it vibrates just enough to send that signal. I mean, I think it can be done, but I agree. Battery would have to be taken care of.
And then another thing that I was thinking about is like, why don't they just come with a keyboard that overlays over the key, like over this, so it has magnets and it just magnetizes to it? Because, it magnetizes to it, and then you could just give that same feel back as like it's a key, but on it has where it will touch the touch screen just like.
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
Kind of both.
Okay.
You're getting both, where you can use that, or you could take it away and just use touch with your fingers, or you could put that overlay of a keyboard on top and then do it that way. So you get the touch screen diversity at the same time, still getting that touch feedback if you want it.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
So I don't know why they don't come out with a product like that. To me, that makes more sense than coming out with that.
Anybody out there making it? Just let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
The other article I wanted to cover, which I thought was interesting, and then this girl on this article is like, she's full-blown makeup right there working out, so of course she definitely prepared for this picture, but I just saw it, I pointed out, I thought, I just found it ironic. Mostly because my wife was watching Riverdale, and apparently these two girls were in a bed, and they were going to sleep as a sleepover, and the two girls were like full-blown hair done, makeup, and they were about to go to sleep, and it just
yeah, it's not.
Because I never actually noticed that. I just never put it in the front of my mind. I was like, they're going to bed and they wake up fully done, prepared. I just ignored that. I never even put attention. But my wife would like bring it up to me and be like, "How? Okay, yes, of course you're gonna wake up like that." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And then I like kind of hit me. I like processed it. I'm like, "You're right."
I figured that out when I was in college. Girls go to bed by removing all their makeup, and if they don't, then things happen. And
exactly.
They tell me about it, where they get like almost like this weird pimple thing, like on their eyelid, if they don't remove their makeup, because it like stays there and creates pimples, I guess. I don't know. Like the oils from it or something. But yeah, like you have to like remove it. If you don't, things start showing up on your face.
Exactly.
And then you put it in the morning, so it's like, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that.
And so she was telling me that, and that's why I noticed that article. I was like, okay, because this happened like a week or two ago. But anyway, the whole thing that I wanted to bring attention to is this app on the Apple Watch, which allows you and warns you to know the noise levels around you. And then, of course, for people that don't know, concerts are not healthy for your ear.
Yeah, I could have
ears.
told you that. That's pretty.
And so the decibel levels you need. What the fetch was in my noise app? Actually, I don't think there it is. So noise levels in concerts definitely not good. And there's actual device on Amazon. It's like $25. It's just like ear pipes that like take the sound in and they just take it down 20 decibels. And then it goes through, it hits your ear at a 20 decibel minus then the current sound. So like the concert will hit around 100, 90 to 100 in a normal concert. Like if you go to like some rap, hip hop, hardcore concert, you're going to go above 110, 120.
Or dubstep.
Dubstep. And so depending how close you are too.
That's
so
like more like in your heart, like you're going to make your heart stop.
Yeah.
Because dude, that stuff.
It will take it 20 decibels down, and so that will make it go closer to a healthier range, because technically it's you're supposed to. So like right now we're talking, as I'm talking, we're hitting 71, 70, and it's okay. What they recommend is 80, and then 80 and every 5 decibels points you take it down on the amount of hours you're supposed to be consuming in a day or weekly. But anyway, just for your ear health, make sure you take care of it, because you might not notice it when you're young, but whenever you become older, your ear damage will start showing, kind of like pushing your body to the limits when you do hard work, physical work.
When I was in high school, I always thought about that with all these kids with earbuds, like, and you can hear it.
I know.
And then
idiots.
I would just think, I'm like, dude, our generation's effed in the future. Like, we're all gonna be deaf and be like, what?
I know, it's like the MP3 craze, and it was like probably not your gen. I don't know about you guys, Generation C right now, but our generation, millennials, whenever we had the MP3s, like people will blast them, and it'd be like, I don't know if it was like a status thing that's like, hey, can you hear my music? Okay, cool. It's my iPod.
I don't know, like when you could hear, I'm like, dude, you realize those are earbuds, like they go in and they usually cancel out sound, and normally you're not supposed to hear it. They're not like one of those over the ear things.
Exactly. Talking about over in ear, like you were mentioning today, iOS 13.2 beta came out, and it has tons of features like the handoff for HomePods, which I'm so excited for, to just get my iPhone next to my HomePod and it'll transfer the song over. Or you'll have the Profusion, Deep Fusion photographic ability on the iPhones, which we're going to start seeing what that does. And of course, Pixel 3 is going to come out this month, so we'll see how that correlates and who wins in the picture quality division. And apparently the new AirPods, actually I'm not surprised they look like this, because if you've seen the in-ear pods, I forgot what the Apple called them.
In-ear pods?
So they had the normal Apple headphone, the earphone, and then the earpiece. You had two versions, the cheap one and the expensive one with the in-ear. This is practically just a wireless version of that in-ear, so it makes sense. I think it just correlates well. I'm excited for those. If they're just going to be like a higher quality AirPod, I'm all for it.
Are you talking about the AirPods on the noise canceling ones?
Yeah, that showed up on the beta.
And then like they showed the image as just like a really simple black or gray and white image.
Yeah, I'm showing them there right here. They're practically that. Talking about that, let's talk about the competitor, not the Amazon failure, PR failure, but let's talk about the Surface earbuds, which lots of people are like, hey, instead of putting they say they're ugly, but I think of like gauges. I'm like, yeah, it's like grabbing a gauge and instead of putting it on your earlobe, you're just shoving it into your ear canal.
It's not too far from the truth.
But for $250 though, I'm like, I mean, it makes sense. There's earphones around there, but I don't know. Because I feel like they're definitely gonna compete with like Apple's Pro AirPods instead of the AirPods.
I don't see them being as comfortable when it comes to like laying on your side. Like if you had them in your ear and you were to lay down.
Yeah, that's true. If you look at the picture, they like go in.
Yeah.
So you're probably shoving it even further if you go on the right.
Because the thing about the Apple one is it has like a thing that goes in, but then it like curves around and then goes down, so it's less like when you lay down. And I notice when I have those on, I don't feel a lot of pressure on my ears.
I agree.
So these look like that might not be the case.
Yeah, you're right. Like, I don't know. I mean, I like the design, honestly. I don't think they're ugly headphones. I personally think they look interesting. They look a little cyberpunky
or simple to me.
They look simple.
They just look flat.
I think
like it's not ugly flat. It's like just
flat,
plain. Like you like it that way.
Yeah, I think it fits perfectly with the design language of like the Surface Books and their Surface line of stuff.
They should have the app or the Windows logo on there. I don't know why they would put that on there.
Actually,
add a little extra design. It would make better.
Yeah, I can see it. But yeah, people, it's $250. Honestly, they say they're great, but we'll see when they come out officially in the market. Apparently, it'll have on-the-fly translation capabilities. All that on-the-fly translation capabilities. Like, even Google did it with their Google wireless stuff, and it was just, it was funny. Google Translate's still not there. But, I mean, it's something. It's good. It's a nice feature to have.
Someone that deals with it almost every day, it's confusing sometimes.
Yeah. Let's see. The other thing that I wanted to point out real quick. So Microsoft had their announcements. Orvin was saved because he's selling his, what's it called again, Surface Book?
It's the Surface. Yeah, it's the Surface Book 2.
So he's got that. So he's gonna put it to sale. And we were just, when I saw that they were having their fall event, I'm like, okay, he's screwed. They're gonna release Surface Book 3.
But I do have that thing where it's like, hey, if you buy this, you get this for free.
You still have that, yeah. But definitely with a new one, you would definitely lose.
Yeah, that's
like
why
30% of whatever you're gonna able to get.
That because of that.
But I don't know where the Surface Book 3 is, man. That's the other thing. Besides your point, I'm surprised it didn't come out. Like, I'm like, okay.
Well, isn't the Surface
did it get discontinued?
Laptop 3? I think that's the next thing.
Oh, so they're done with the book.
They just call it Surface Laptop now.
Oh.
I think that's what it is.
I think
I
that
don't
makes
remember
sense.
there being a Surface Laptop at all.
No, it came out last year, I think.
Yeah.
Or the year before, something like that.
The
Yeah,
Surface Book is their laptop.
You're right. Is there 2-in-1, and then the Surface Pro technically is the
I might be
book.
completely wrong by that, but I don't remember there being
If you know, please let us know. But I think you're right. I think it's the Surface laptop, then the Surface Pro, which yours is practically a dead end category.
No, I think the Surface laptop was like it was like a skinny laptop that they had.
Yeah,
and then the Surface Book was able to go from tablet to keyboard, like you can detach those. So I don't think with the Surface laptop you can do that.
But the Surface Book, the Surface Pro, I mean.
No, the Surface laptop, not the Surface Pro.
Yeah, the laptop you can't. But that's what I'm wondering. Where does yours fit then? Because there's a Surface Pro.
I think they're just
laptop.
Not continuing.
I think so too. I think it's probably.
That makes me even worse about the whole thing. Oh, it's a dead product. Do you want to buy it?
Okay, anybody listening here, don't look for his listing. Don't. It's not dead.
Hey,
you want it.
Free headphones. You get free headphones, okay?
They announced the Surface Pro X, which, honestly, here's my thing, man. Of course, I prefer the industrial design of Apple, but I do appreciate, I do like the Surface design from Windows. But the Surface X, when they announced, I don't know, like, I just, definitely design-wise, I'm like, okay, that's cool looking. Nothing special. I personally think the pen that slides into the thing is kind of, like, gimmicky and kind of, I don't know, like, couldn't you thought of something better? Like magnetically attaching it to the side. I feel like we're kind of the pinnacle of that's where it goes. But, I mean, they made it fit in there, whatever. And then the fact that it's like this, it's not a straw, it's like a chopstick square, flat on both sides. I'm like, I don't think you're going to take any notes with that thing for longer than 10, 15 minutes, man. Yeah. It's weird. But they are making a chip. The part that I was impressed is the fact that they're making their own custom chip with Qualcomm, specifically made for this thing. By the way, it's a nano SIM for LTE. The iPad has a digital SIM. So Microsoft, step your game up. But anyway, it runs Windows. Definitely a Windows, what they call it? It's the mobile version of Windows, but Windows 10. Windows 10X? Something like that.
Oh yeah, it's 10X.
Okay, and so it's not the RT dumb stupid version that Microsoft came out with that was practically a dumb legit Windows 10 parenthesis dumb version. This is legit Windows 10 just
but they're partnering
optimized
up with Google to make an Android fusion of that.
Oh, that's for the one that's 2020, the dual screen.
I thought they did do that. Oh.
I'm talking about the Surface Pro X. The one that's like, so it's the Surface laptop, then the Surface Pro, and then the Surface Pro X.
Okay, because they did team up with Google on making a Android / Windows type version.
I remember you mentioned it last.
Never mind. Okay, continue on. I'm distracted.
And so Microsoft apparently is working on this phone. They announced it. Just a quick glimpse for everybody. It's a Microsoft dual screen phone, but it's based on Android, and so that's kind of a. Wait, was it Android? No, wait a second. I remember I reading somewhere that was Android, but I think it is a Windows version.
So they have two versions. They have like a big version and then a smaller one. So the Neo is the smaller one, and it has the Android version on it, and then the bigger one doesn't.
Oh man, yeah, the Surface Duo is Android. I thought it was gonna be a Windows Phone OS.
Yeah, it says Microsoft Duo runs Android and will hit the market late next year.
It'd be nice to have I definitely see that they're doing it to like get the noise out and be like, developers, let's get on this. You know, it's not a secret. Dual screen phones are coming. I personally, I like them. I like the idea of foldable phones. I don't know if it'll replace the flat phones. Based on only this phone though, I think it's legit glass, which I prefer over the plastic.
Well, the other one is like because it has it's a
hinge.
Full screen. And then it has a hinge, so it splits that, and so you can do that.
Yeah, I just don't like.
It's better in my opinion.
I think it's better too, but I don't like the feeling of it. I like the feeling of glass instead of because I've had those plastic screens or the screen protectors.
I like the glass better, where it's separated through the hinge, and then it's. and instead of having it as one that folds.
Yeah, the folding, I don't know. I mean, it's good, but
plus there's problems that we already know about where people are peeling it off and stuff.
So we'll see what they release with this. I'm excited to see what they do. Of course, Apple's gonna wait 3-5 years before they release theirs after everybody's done theirs.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see the foldable future.
Apparently, more screen to break to me. That's all it looks.
Your idea of the keyboard, this phone, did you watch
Yeah.
the video where they could put it on top?
Well, no. So
but it's not.
It's
like
not
a
that
legit...
one. It's the other version, I think. So because there's two versions, and then the bigger one, which I think is just the full. I don't forget what it's called. I can't find it on here, but the bigger version of it has it so the keyboard can like flip out, and then like be on the screen.
Yeah.
And then you can flip it back, and it magnetizes to the back of it, and then it also has a pen that will stick to the back.
Oh, you're right. So the phone is the Surface Duo. That's the phone version, and then there's the dual screen computer with, let's call it a tablet, okay?
Yeah, it's pretty much a tablet with dual screens.
Yeah, it's a Surface Neo. And so the Duo sports a 5.6 inch displays, and then an 8.3 for, that's the combined. And then where's the Neo size? This article doesn't give the Neo size.
Dude, I can't find the one that I had that gave all the information.
Right. But you're right there on the Duo and the Neo.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what Microsoft does. It just sucks that it's not their own, because I feel like it'd be nice to have a third competitor out there. I don't think we need it, but it'd be nice. Let's see. The X. So what do you think, people? Let us know in the comments if you like any of these. So real quick, so we can get into the video games. So now Duo, the thing I told you about, Duo Display, they're making it so Android devices can now extend their external monitor through their tablet or phone on Mac or PC.
Which would be fun and awesome, because I've been trying to do that, and
Did you check the Duo Display that I told you?
I did, and it didn't work, and I got my money back.
It didn't work?
No, it was having a lot of issues, and it didn't do what I wanted it to, where I can use an HDMI cable and plug it in. I had to use the freaking, the USB-C to do that, and there was a lot of latency and stuff.
Oh.
I didn't like it.
Maybe then, hopefully be careful then, because this is for the Windows side of Duet might be, it's called Duet, not Duo.
Do Duet.
It's called Duet.
It's not worth it, in my opinion.
But definitely on Mac, I can recommend it, because I've used it and it works.
Mac is different than when you're doing it on Windows.
But on Windows, be cautious. Instagram's new. This is the thing that bugged me. So before I jump into this thing that bugged me about Instagram, Siri future for AirPod owners, just letting you know, 13.2 will come with the aforementioned Siri. Will, like, whenever you get a text, it'll read it out loud on in your AirPods. So that'll be nice for people that when you're driving, you just put it in your ear and it'll read it out loud to you. Announcements, I mean. But the thing that bugged me real quick about Instagram is they're releasing this app. It's called the Inner Circle. It's made so like close friends only, where you can send pictures to each other in messages. And I'm like, man, Instagram, you're just trying to collect more data, man. It's like more pinpoint accurate data on people. But
it is true, because it's like, oh, you're safer now. Like, please give out all of your information, all your dick pics, so we can receive them. Because we don't have enough.
People, but anyway, that's the tech news. We went way further, but trust me, it's Techtober, so you're going to be listening about a tech and soon video games. Let's get these articles out of the way so we can talk about what the actual stuff that we've actually enjoyed, like Vainglory and Call of Duty Mobile.
Yeah, we need to.
So Black Desert Mobile, I've actually played it on console. It's kind of like, it's just an MMO. I actually like it quite a bit. It's just on console. It's, I feel like MMOs, at least for me, they're more of mobile space rather than console. But, I mean, you can play them on console if you
or
want
PC.
To. PC, I agree.
Yeah, not console. I don't see that really going.
There's just too much. The UI, even the joystick, just limits you too much. Even if you have it at high sensitivity, scrolling through all the windows, you're going to still be like, okay, I need to go left, right, left, all up there.
Well, also, the thing with...
I have 20 items on the bottom.
Well, the thing with mobile on doing with the controller is that you're limited, because when it comes to the MMO games, is that you have a huge bar of skills.
Yeah, the skills.
And, like, I don't see how you're going to do that with the
even the skill. Like, even if you key mapped everything, I mean, it could work maybe.
With the Elite controller.
Yeah, you have the 4 paddles on the bottom. Yeah, within controller with paddles, and you just program everything, I can see that. But for the majority of gamers that are going to be doing that, it's going to be impossible.
Yeah. You'd have to have a way to hit a button, and then it would have preset skills, and then it would swap between that to the 4 buttons that you have, and then you can hit those, and then swap, and then... But then it's still a lot of micromanaging with that.
Yeah, and for most like casual players or whatever, they're not going to go for it.
MMOs are not very casual player friendly. I'm not going to lie.
Like, in order to get into them, they once you do though, I do feel like they can be quite a bit brain dead. Kind of like objective A, objective B. I can be pooping and like.
I can be just.
And so at the beginning though, it's like it's too overwhelming. You're like, what the fetch?
Yeah, it's true.
And so that Black Desert is coming to mobile. Apparently, I think December. So I am December 12th. I'm excited for it. The Black Desert has one of the best character creation screens ever, man. You can pose him and modify so much about him. You can make him look as ugly as you want.
I'm pretty sure that's the reason why people play those games in the first place, so they could just customize their character.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons I play. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like I have like 10 beginner characters.
I've done that
level
too.
5.
I usually do that. Like even on Black Desert on the console, I have 4 characters. I've spent probably 2 hours creating them each. And I've managed to get him to like level 10, and I've left him there and be like, next character.
It's like one of those dress-up games that are for girls.
Yeah.
You buy or don't buy. It's like a free game that you can do. And then it's like, oh, you want to get these nice, cool clothes and pay this.
Yeah, and so there's that aspect of it that I like. But definitely once it gets to the controls, once I get past that area, I just feel so... with so many controls buttons that I wish I just had a mouse or my finger that I could just tap everything real quick, or a mouse to scroll. So definitely that's why I'm excited for the mobile. The other thing that Over and I both went to the same article was GeForce Now. So Oren, why did you cut your attention?
So on this thing that it says that NVIDIA is gonna try it differently compared to everybody else. So everybody else is like with Google and what was the other one? There's like
Stadia, Google, and Nextcloud from Microsoft, and so
because they have their own servers and everything set out, and they're trying to do it so they can set up their like a server hub thing that everyone can connect to, so it makes it faster instead of trying to connect to just like one. They wanted to bring it out to broader out to everybody else, but NVIDIA wants to do it differently by bringing the tech. Their tech to companies that already have an infrastructure instead of serving in every neighborhood or renting them from Amazon or Microsoft or Google.
Oh, their own, yeah.
Yeah, so they're bringing their tech to these companies so then they can service it out instead of them trying to do it. So that's what they're planning on doing with that.
I agree. That's actually a nice article to mention. Like that one, I didn't notice I said Japan. I thought it was only Russia.
Yeah, it was Japan, Russia, and
Korea.
Yeah, and Korea.
So I'm excited, people. GeForce Now is actually viable. I think it's definitely a good service, and I've tried it for free on the Mac, and it's weird. It's just the original pricing. They've made it disappear now. It's hard to find the articles. You actually have to know what you're looking for, but they were going to charge an exaggerated amount. I think it was just in the ballpark. Let me tell you, would you be willing to pay to play a game at its highest possible settings 2 hours for $10, $15?
No.
Exactly. It was like, it's just per hour. You would end up, if you end up playing, let's say 10 to 20 hours, you'd be paying almost 1.5 times the full price of the game. And so they were like, the pricing disappeared. They made every thumbnail, everything's gone. And they just said, we're going to figure out the pricing before release. And I agree. Like, that was just stupid.
Yeah, you never release pricing before release. Like,
yeah,
it's just not good.
That was like 3 years ago or something like that.
Wow.
This thing's been on beta for a while. And they actually came out with some TVs last year, I think, that has it pre-installed. So you just get your Steam library and stream it to your TV.
Well, that's the thing with NVIDIA was already doing this, as well as Steam started getting into it as well. But with just taking it from your computer and then streaming it onto your devices, they already have, if you have like a graphics card, a NVIDIA graphics card in your computer, they do have a program, there's like Moonlight, I think it's called, and some other ones that allow it so you can stream from your computer to your devices, which is awesome if you had an Android at the time, because you couldn't connect a controller to your your
iOS.
But now that they're coming out with that is nice. But the problem with that is that I already got rid of my NVIDIA graphics card and went for AMD because it was not as good as the one I had with AMD. So
yeah, NVIDIA is more expensive.
I'm not able to experience that like I was trying before, so that kind of lame.
Instead of playing that, you should be playing this. Mobile Games Hotspot article by Hollywood says Mario Kart Tour.
Okay, good.
Transition right there.
Good transition. I'd take it.
It says Mario Kart Tour 90 million installs against Call of Duty's 20 million downloads within its first 24 hours, I think. I'm not surprised. Call of Duty is rated 17 plus in the App Store. Mm-hmm. And Mario Kart Tour is rated, I think, -5 years.
You gotta be -5 years old to play this game.
And honestly,
what does that even mean?
And apparently, it made its number. It's not in top 5 though of most money made. Like Super Mario Run is actually number 1 still, and then like Animal Crossing and Fire Emblems is still competing in there with it. But I'm not surprised because honestly, they give you a lot for free in Mario Kart.
Yeah, they do.
The basic Mario Kart, if all you want to do is just play Mario Kart at 100 or 50cc or even 150 and you just want to race and have fun, well, there you go. You have the full experience.
You really do. The controls are a little weird, though. They're a little wonky.
Yeah, Oren doesn't like them.
Yeah.
I liked them. I actually praised them on my video.
You praised them?
Yeah.
Well, it's like the initial controls you start off with are okay, but like any of the other alternate controls are weird.
Gyroscope, no.
Especially gyroscope. Dude, I tried that. I was frustrated.
No, it's broken. Not broken, it just doesn't fit it.
It has like a delay.
Unless you want to do like everything auto and like just auto play it in a sense, like those hack and slash games like Diablo wannabes. If you want to do that, then sure.
Well, that's another thing. You could do auto thing where it prevents you from actually going off the edge.
I think you can actually.
If you could turn it off and on, but like if you have it on, it will prevent you from going off the edge.
Because like I turned it off the assist, and there's some edges that you can't even if you like go at it.
Oh really?
You can't get off of it.
I didn't turn it off, so I never tried it.
Like
I assumed it was like that.
Yeah, no. Like even if you turn it off, it won't let you get off. Like on the dinosaur map.
Yeah,
it'll that bridge with water. Even if you turn it off, it'll just bump you off the edge. It won't let you jump off into the water.
Oh,
which is, I think it makes sense on mobile.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
of Mario Kart, the experience that you gotta have, man, the frustration of falling off in this one spot.
Yeah, it's an interesting Mario Kart
because you got to take risks when you go there, where it's like a small space, but it has a boost or like an item there that you can grab.
Yeah.
But now you don't get that because you're just like, I'm going to take the risk because there's no risk. It used to be. They took rid of it.
That is true. That's true. They apparently they say that it made 12.7 million in its first 24 hours, I think, and then Super Mario Run made 16. But of course, it was blocked through the $10 paywall, which it's like. It's hard for me. I'm still kind of in the process of debating.
I don't see it as a paywall. It's more like you're just paying for the game.
Yeah, I was like, it's $10, and I get Apple Arcade for $5. So it's definitely, now that Apple Arcade's out there, it does bring kind of a kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But
if they teamed up though, that would be amazing.
I still would defend Mario's. I would definitely say $5. I would pay $5 for it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
10, yeah, it's a little harder. But at the same time, I just hate freemium games so much that I'm like,
yeah,
I'd do it again.
I gotta support it.
Yeah, like, it was well done. I don't know why it just didn't sell that much. Stupid. Anyway, I'm just going to start calling people. Because Mario Kart has a Gold Pass subscription, which I was like, whoa.
Gold Pass? What does that do?
It allows you to race at 200cc.
Are you kidding? Plus
a few bonuses here and there. I tried it. And some stuff, it's $5 a month.
That's not worth it at all.
Exactly. Like when you compare it to that, I'm like, Mario $10 Super Mario Run is a no bargain compared to this piece of crap $5 monthly.
Or if you want to keep it $5 monthly on arcade and get all the freaking games I want that doesn't have any microtransactions in it.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know about in the future, but right now, none of them really.
Yeah, if it takes off, I think it'll stay like that. People do Apple Arcade, please.
Yeah, we gotta support it because it's the only where you can really find games that don't have all that crap. And dude, it's It feels so relieving. It really is.
It does. It feels like gaming should feel.
Yeah, it's like I can have the full experience without having these distractions.
Yep, exactly. And of course, just pointing it out there, people, like, at least on my personal level, I'm not against microtransactions on skins. Yes. But the fact that every fetching game has microtransactions, even though it shouldn't, it's just disgusting.
No, like you. But the thing is with skins, though, is that you get in their heads as the company, had that, they want the microtransaction. No, we just don't care if it's skins.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You think because we don't care it's skins, you think it's okay to do it with everything else.
Exactly. And so that's why it's hard, but that's our dilemma. What's yours, people? Tell us. Do you love microtransactions? You don't? Let us know in the comments. But Call of Duty is doing good. The other game that's coming out that's AR friendly, it's Minecraft Earth, coming out sometime in October.
That's going to be interesting.
I'm excited. I saw the preview and stuff when Apple announced it there, the WWDC, and it was awesome. I was like, for me, that's way more interesting than Pokemon Go.
It is.
Pokemon Masters, apparently. I've been I was going to play it, but I didn't do Spanish. I was going to try to get my mom to play that instead of Pokemon Go, so I wouldn't have to take her once a weekend to go play Pokemon Go at the city.
I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of like letting your kid off on the playground to play for a little bit.
A little bit. It was like, at first it was awkward, but now I'm used to it. It's like, okay, it's fun, family time, and some people to talk to.
Yeah, it's family.
So I'm not against that. I just, like, during the weekday, I'm like, Mom, you can play Pokemon Masters, and then we can do Pokemon Go later. Or maybe not even Pokemon Go sometimes, because sometimes on the weekend I don't want to go fetching Pokemon in the cold, winter specifically. Summer I don't care. I don't mind.
Winter, that would be hell.
Winter is like, we're staying in the
or
car.
Or a really, really hot day.
Exactly. Summer though, we can walk. It's fun. But in winter, I'm like, Mom, all I'm gonna do is drive while you do catch Pokemons.
I have heat in here. It's heated, not out there.
Exactly. People, the other thing that I found funny was Tostinos. Have you ever had Tostinos? Totinos?
Which ones?
So it says Party Pizza Pack.
There's a lot of them.
Pizza Pack comes with Call of Duty bonus, Modern Warfare bonuses.
Oh, so like the regular, okay, because there's like these like little roll things that they have.
Yeah.
Where they have like these weird pizza. I don't even know what it is. It's like bread thing. It's like a weird
I feel you. Which
bread
you're talking about?
Pizza thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have some of those little weird things. So, but yeah. That's interesting that they have that on there.
It says, let's see, unlock Modern Warfare items by purchasing Totino's. What do you unlock? I don't even know.
So
people look it up.
Healthy and you get prizes.
Oh, double XP boost, kind of like Master Chief Piss with a Mountain Dew.
Oh, Richard, I guess we're eating when are we doing this? As a party?
Totino's, yeah, dude. But anyway, people,
Set a date, man. I'm ready.
There's the other article is just Minecraft, people. Real quick, we don't have the article posted here, but we're just going to talk about it real quick. Modern Warfare. So one thing today, Catalina comes out on macOS. Tomorrow, it's October 4th, it was found on a Danish Apple website, on the Apple website in Danish. Danish. And they say that October 4th, and apparently the Goldmaster dropped today, so we might see the final version of macOS tomorrow, which I'm excited to download, because now my phone, my iPad, and my Mac are all going to be one.
Dude, you're just connecting everything.
I'm excited.
All my things
because I think we'll have stickers. I think a Mac. I think that's what it's adding to it, and a bunch of other things. iTunes is going away. They're getting rid of the iTunes app. It's just going to be Apple Music app. We'll see how that affects my workflow when I transfer like the audio file into it. Logic Pro needs to be updated. Anyway, lots of things, people.
Dude, they're gonna come out with like a chip that you can put into your back of your head, and you'll be all connected.
Then I'll be one with them on the Apple Watch too.
Just come in, you're like.
The other thing was, so that's coming out. Fetch. Oh, so Modern Warfare. There's apparently so Call of Duty's been doing this, and apparently it's gonna happen with Modern Warfare. Pay to win loot boxes are not going to be. So insiders are reporting that they're going to be in the game added a couple to 3 months after the game releases, so it gets away from the review cycle.
Yeah, they did that a lot with Black Ops.
And they did it with it, and I think I didn't know, but apparently they did it to the one prior to Black Ops, World War II, if I remember right.
Yeah, I didn't know much about that game.
Me either. I never even this campaign's the only thing that caught my attention, but not enough to actually buy it.
I only cared about the zombies and the whole thing, so I only did research about that. Other than that, nothing.
Oh, and but apparently they'll add them in, which for me, like I said, I'm going for the campaign plus the fact that I'm gonna play with like Oren here on the PC and my cousin on PlayStation, all of us, so we can all play something that's not Fortnite on cross-platform.
You didn't catch me playing that game.
Yeah, that's true. We never did it because Apex hasn't released it yet, and they've released season 3 by now with a new map and stuff. I just don't care enough to actually even play it. If you like it, let us know if it's good. But yeah, Apex hasn't done cross-platform, which I was hoping they would by now.
If they did, I probably would have jumped into it.
Yeah, it would have been fun, but for me, I'm kind of done.
Done with.
I feel like
you're gonna try it on the mobile though, right?
Definitely, I'll try it there. But once we talk about mobile, the thing with Apex though, for me, that at least my feeling is that it feels like it's like a deformed, damaged at birth Halo Call of Duty baby. Because
I don't think anyone wanted to picture that in their head. You just have all the people listening on the podcast are just like, oh, I just picture the worst
someone
thing.
puked while they're driving.
Help!
It's like, for me, the issue is the shield. Then the fact that when I shoot someone, it doesn't feel like I'm really injuring them. I'm just, I'm poking you. I can poke you some more. But also, I've started to notice watching Dr. Disrespect play because he's doing season 3.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that there's this the feeling I finally could relate it to something was that they feel bubbly. They feel like light. Like Halo, when you jump, you're like jumping 50
it's
high.
like you're moon jumping around.
Yeah, moon jumping with a bit of Call of Duty speed to it, and it's kind of like...
Oh, so like Black Ops 4 mixed with the moon jumping aspect of Halo.
Yep, and it just feels... I don't like it.
So it's like that fast pace with this like springiness to it.
Yeah, springiness. Yeah. I don't feel glued to my character, and when I'm shooting someone, I don't feel like I'm doing much. And then there's shields, which I'm like...
Yeah. So I know what you're talking about. It's a little hard to describe out, but yeah.
Yeah, so I don't like it. That's why I'm like, I'm not going to visit season 3. But anyway, people, let's go into something that Oren and I have been doing. First, I just want to let you know, Bleak Sword, I'd recommend it. It's a game from Apple Arcade. It's a one-handed game. And it's like what do you call that art? Bitrate art? Pixel?
Yeah, it's pixel art, but it's like more in the basic like black and white pixel.
Yeah, it's way basic.
Yeah.
But people, it's worth it. Trust me, it's worth a try. Trust me. Like it might look like nothing. I don't care, or you might be interested. If you are, even if you're not, give it a shot.
It's the gameplay where it's at.
Yeah, it has a 9 worlds, 10 chapters in each, and I've done all the way to 4th, and I haven't gotten bored. Like I love it, and it's hard. If you put it in the hard difficulty, it's one of those games that doesn't care if like there's microtransactions, so you can skip a level or you're stuck until you learn how to manage that level.
There is no microtransaction.
There isn't, yeah. And so Bleak Sword, I can see that as a microtransaction game. I would stop playing it because they would probably tell me, oh, you died, you want to pay in order to keep playing, or you want to start from the beginning? This game is made so you don't have that crap popping on your face.
Or you like buy for another life so you can continue to
Exactly.
play.
This game, you lose your inventory when you die in the level.
Dude, that
so
sucks.
every item you have, it stays in the level until you beat that level. And if you want to get your items back, you can visit the levels before that you've managed to beat, grab all the same items, come back to the same level, and then maybe pass it and take double the amount of items. So it's a nice mechanic that it can break for someone.
At least you don't completely lose it, so that's...
Yeah, you recover as soon as you pass the level. Your XP too. If you're about to level up, you lose whatever you gain there.
Dude,
you have to come get it again.
I can see how that could be really frustrating.
It is. And there's just like this death skull like pops and it laughs as it's going, but it's all pixelated. It's funny. You need to try it, but you'll see.
Yeah,
and it's all one-handed. You can do 2, but actually on the iPad or anything can be played one-handed.
Yeah, I'm definitely a one-handed guy.
We play Mario Kart, and you know what we thought about that. Then we have Gears. We have by the way, people, just letting you know, Team Gaming is the official brand, and if you want to do competitive gaming on Call of Duty mobile, console, Gears, Halo, whatever, mobile MOBAs or PC one day, hopefully, you can join the team, and we'll hook you up, and we'll try to get going with fame, money, and all that crap, and fun as time goes by. Anyway, Team Gaming, you know. This
it's a lot of promises that might not be fulfilled.
This section was brought to you by Team Gaming. Totitos. Party pizza. So, anyway, the meat and flavor, we didn't have any other news. To finish off the episode is Vainglory and Arena of Valor. They're MOBA games, both on mobile. League of Legends made Arena of Valor. So the makers of League of Legends. So if you want League of Legends on mobile, that's what you play. Vainglory has a PC port, which is cross-platform. And it's made by Super Evil Mega Corp, which is legit.
Yeah, dude, that's
came out.
Long name, but awesome.
It's American and Chinese, and Or and I have been playing it because we have teams on it.
To point out is that you're not bombarded with all those like advertisements for skin, or if you want to buy this or upgrade this or whatever it may be. Like, you just main menu, play option, boom, done. Like,
yeah.
That's the thing I really like about Vainglory, is that you're not bombarded by a bunch of transaction stuff.
That is true. Arena of Valor has lots of the Asian influenced Tencent games, actually. So, yeah. Tencent Games Teamy, so /Teamy. Tencent Games /Teamy also is the publisher and maker of Call of Duty Mobile. And so, both share lots of those pop-ups and stuff that, you get bombarded with. Of course, Arena of Valor is more popular. But even to one point, it was just close or more popular, or even at one point more than Fortnite. But no one knew about it because it was just in China.
Yeah.
But Arena of Valor, though, the thing is with Vainglory, it's not as popular. But Or and I, we've been playing with our team, and we just visited Vainglory yesterday, and we can't,
it reminds me of League of Legends, which obviously it's the same company. Yeah. Like, they're trying to make the game, but I really don't like Vainglory because of that cartoony feel. And so it reminds me so much of that I'm like, and then it has and another huge
Arena
thing,
by the way, Arena Valor.
Yeah, Arena, and it has a huge thing that also I really am against. Has to do with where they have outside the game where you have to like build these tokens and these other things to increase your damage when you're
gems
playing the game.
And crap.
Yeah. And so there's these medallions or whatever they call them. I don't know. They all just give them names and say it does something. And so you have to set these builds up, and there's actually two different things. There's like these medallion type things, and then there's these other ones that are like type of skill things, and there's these ones where you can activate them where it does either more damage, like it does a burst amount of damage and it has a cooldown, or it can make it so you can run fast for a short amount of time and has a cooldown. So those type of things that you have to organize before you even get into the game. And I just don't like those because they are usually behind, in a sense, a paywall, and that's where the pay-to-win type kind of comes in. Once you max out and you're on the higher level, it's no longer viable anymore. But when you're starting off, it's more feeling like it's pay to win.
Yeah, I agree. It can get that disgusting feeling of it, and Vainglory doesn't have that. Yeah. And for me, it's the feedback, the graphical feedback on Vainglory just feels more like I know what I'm doing and what people are doing to me. Even if I don't know the enemy character, I know, that glowy thing or that thing's hitting me, and I know when it's hitting me.
Oh, and when they come back and respawn, or when they disconnect, it actually tells you that someone rejoined the game, and you're like, oh, system. I didn't know that they left, so like I'm glad it told me. Like, but in exactly. Like Arena of Valor, we had that issue with one of our teammates that left, and we didn't even know.
Half of the match he wasn't even playing. And Vainglory doesn't come with a bot system for your character, your teammate, when he leaves.
Yeah.
And which, I mean, it can be a win and a lose, but at the same time, the bot's so stupid it doesn't even matter if it's really playing.
I know all about that. And Here's the Storm, it's like that.
Yeah, it's like, who cares, man? Might as well just leave it at home. Because it's just feeding them.
Yeah, it really is.
And so definitely Arena of Valor does have that, but Vainglory doesn't, but I don't really mind it. But anyway, people, so the thing is also the user interface on Vainglory for me is more clear in the sense that if I want to send a message, attack this guy, what are you doing? Send Echo back home. If I want to announce something, I just double tap on my ability and it'll tell my teammates. And in Arena, they just barely added it recently that you can touch the communication icon and drag it to whatever you want to point to your teammates, which on mobile it's easy, but on a tablet you're like, okay, reaching across the screen.
I know, but I was like, help me.
My ult is coming, guys. Of course, you do have the mic communication, but sometimes it's full. Something's going on and you want to let them know that your ult is going, so you're not going to get in there when there's like your team captain's yelling out commands and you're like, oh, my ult's ready. What do you say? Oh, my ult? Oh, we're dead. It's like, might as well just send the message, then he can say, oh, use it, and, all that stuff. Anyway, people, let us know if you play Vainglory or Arena of Valor. By the way, Mobile Legends, get out of here. Sorry, Sonic.
Dude, that game's even worse.
Yeah, Mobile Legends. If you
it's
play
more League of Legends than Arena of Valor.
Yeah, like Mobile Legends, even the graphical, I don't know. Anyway, people, let us know what you think. We went overboard for about 5 minutes. This has been the ENDCAST, episode 31. We hope you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments what you think. And, Owen, you have anything else to say?
Nope. I think I said all I needed to say.
Okay, I'm sweating, so we gotta get out of here.
Oh, yeah, it's freaking hot in here.
Okay, people, talk to you later.
All right, see ya.
Bye-bye.